Hello everyone, Lucoshi here, and welcome to the final episode of Dierenpark and Bodehof. Yeah, I was not expecting it anytime soon, but I got my inspiration finally and just kept building until we were done. In this episode we'll see a couple of exhibits, like 5 or 6, starting with these two terrariums in the old garage, which used to be for our Caiman, but now holds our 2 boas, or red-tailed boas. Then we continue on for the crane exhibit, which was an odd exhibit, and I think it's the exhibit I like the least in the zoo, but for the total picture I do like it. But as a standalone exhibit, it's not really good. But yeah, I didn't really know what to do with the crane exhibit, but I decided on just having a big aviary with some water and some plants and a kind of odd door for the inside exhibit. But yeah, I have to be original sometimes. I have to try to be original, which creates odd exhibits. Yeah, we went crazy with the stones in this episode. That is something I noticed, but that's also something which was the original goal for Bodehof in general, because I wanted to try experimenting with small stones, because I am notorious for using very large stones, like in the meerkat exhibit on this channel, but in this zoo we used very small rocks. I do really like the little food stand we are creating here, because it's just made out of random stuff, which I think looks pretty cool altogether. And with addition of the plants in the background and the tables and the aviary especially, I just really like it. And it's not very Zoo Tycoon-y, because it's all kinds of objects you don't really see often in Zoo Tycoon zoos, or at least I have never used them before. So it's very fresh and original feeling, and I like that. Because yeah, like I've said in the past many times, Zoo Tycoon becomes very stale and unoriginal and boring after watching multiple zoos, because you've seen every object a million times before. But yeah, that's why I do like Bodehof, because we try things differently. We do not always succeed, but I try to do stuff differently. Yeah, now the 2 very weird exhibits of the zoo. The hyena and the aardvark exhibit, 2 animals which do not really fit in Bodehof, but oh well. We got them and we have to make an exhibit for them. And it's fine and dandy, because soon enough we'll be moving on to a new zoo, my people. Bodehof will be expanding into a different area. And if it will be near Tilburg as well, or even in the Netherlands, who knows? We'll have to see. But yeah, that will be in the future, because it won't be anytime soon. For the time being, we'll just enjoy having a finished Bodehof. Yeah. What to say? I want to come back to the Tamandua exhibit, because something I didn't talk about in the last episode is the little doors into the indoor part of the exhibit. It's something which I also did in the Agouti exhibit on my channel, the 40-minute long ranting video, in which I just combine a shelf and a chair and sink them into the wall to create a pretty realistic looking door, which is just something I really love, and it's something which I've not really seen before, but I think it adds a lot, and I want to try more of those kind of things, because I think those kind of details are really cool, because just general doors like here in the hyena exhibit are way too big. It's not realistic to have such a big door, which is also why I tried to make it a little bit smaller with the bars and stuff, but it doesn't really work out. It's more like a modern building-ish, just look, we are cool. Which is also why I make the aardvark exhibit in kind of the same style. And the hyena exhibit is way more lush and fancy than I actually wanted it to be, but oh well, it's a hyena exhibit, it's logical that we splash the cash on it. because it's a pretty big animal and it's an important animal. Then we made another Tortoise exhibit. This was originally planned to be for the Galapagos giant tortoise and the other one for the African spurred ones, but we decided to switch them around because, yeah, this exhibit is smaller, so it's better for the African spurred. And that's all exhibits done, actually. Yeah, the aviary needs some detailing and stuff. But then we're done. Then we just do some decorating and decide on where all animals go, because we have a couple of animals which don't have an exhibit of their own. We have bateleur birds in one of the two Tamandua exhibits, because we just have one Tamandua. And then in the other exhibit, which has a Tamandua in it, we also put a two-toed sloth in it, which we have at the moment. And in the backstage exhibit, which you probably have not really seen, but you might have noticed it when I was building it, it's a really small aviary at the back of the Tamandua exhibit. We have our snowy owl for the moment. And then we have somewhere in our own house a green mamba, because we also have a green mamba, but it didn't fit in the garage, so it's off display, but it's in our collection. The artwork exhibit is odd, but I do like it. It's really small, but it's about what you would expect for a little backyard zoo. And are maybe like, ooh, that's really small, but it's still like 4 by 6 meters, so it's really big actually. But that's about it, people. I'll leave you with some cinematic shots, and hopefully you enjoyed Bodehof. I really did, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.